Here is a simple step-by-step workflow for your volume calculations. And I'll be doing this on AutoCAD ProMine 2024. Once you launch the AutoCAD software, you can then go to from engineering tab, you go to process file. And my file format is .csv. The point file is in .csv. There are other file formats here, but I'll be working with .csv today. And click OK. Navigate to the file folder and click Open. And then select OK here. So here is the list of my points. You can see the code. I have seal there. Seal is for the floor data, the floor of the mines. You can see the eastings, you can see the northings, you can see the elevations, and you can see the point ID. Yeah, so if you go down, you will see the back. I have the back, which is for the roof of the mines, and then the topo data, which is for the wall of the mines. And I also have my station because I used the reset here. And then yeah, so this is my instrument station points. Yeah, the XYZ with the elevation, you can see it there. And then these are my reference station points. Yeah, I use just 2 points. It's just for, yeah, it's best to use more than 2 for redundancy. Yeah, so these are my points. So I'll be selecting just the topo points, which is for the wall, because I want to start with that. I have to create a boundary first using the topo. Yeah, so I'm selecting only the topo points. Yeah, so from there I would add it to my drawing and create a boundary. So I'll click on keep selected points and OK. Yeah, the points will be added to your drawing, and here I will have to make some edits. Usually I import the boundary of the previous data. Yeah, so I use the boundary of the previous data. As you can see here, I've done my edits. I've imported the boundary of the previous data, and I'll be using that to ensure that the polygon or the polylines are it has to be closed. Make sure there are no gaps. Here I have 2 polylines. I'm zooming in to make sure it snaps properly, no gaps. And then the next thing I'll be doing from here is to flatten the polyline, because this is 3D. I'll have to convert it to 2D. So click on or type flatten in your command prompt. Yeah, select the polylines you want to flatten and click N and enter. Yeah, so these polylines have been converted from 3D to 2D. And the next step in the workflow will be to create a boundary, or rather to merge this polyline. So I'll click on boundary, click on pick points, and click inside the polygon. Yeah, and then click enter, and then this will form a single polygon, right? The 2 polylines will be merged to form a single 2D polyline or polygon, sorry. So the next step now is to create layers. So I'll be importing the back points, which is for the roof of the mines. I'll also import the seal point, which is for the bottom or the floor of the mines. And then the topo point is already here. And also the wall, I'll be building a wall, and I want this wall data to be stored in the wall layer. Yeah, so this is just to keep your work organized and clear. So this is me creating layers now. I've created the topo layer. I'll be creating the back, the seal, and the wall. So it's advisable you have layers for your job to keep them, to keep your work very organized. And also use colors. Yeah, use colors, different colors for each layer, so that it doesn't get confusing. And the next will be to create one for the wall. Assign a color and click OK. So yeah, this is how you create your layer. And then we'll now draw surfaces. After creating the layers, you import the points and then you draw surfaces. So right now I'll be importing the back points. So you go to engineering, and then process file, select CSV and OK, and click out to select the layer. I'll be using back layer. Click OK. Navigate to your file folder. Yeah, and select the file and open. Click OK here. And then here, where you have the list of points, you will just select the back points only. I mean the points that have back as the code. So I'll select all the points here. Keep selected points and click OK. All the back points will get imported. And then I'll delete all the points that are outside the polygon. Yeah, because I won't be using them for creating the surface. And it's to also keep my work clean. So after deleting these points, the back points have the plus sign as the point symbols. You can see them there. Yeah, I make sure I differentiate the back point symbol from the seal point symbol. So from these back points, I'll be creating a surface using the points and the polygon. I'll go to modeling. And then under room and pillars, I'll click on draw surface. And then select the appropriate layer you want to work with, which is back. Then pick the polyline. I'll select this polygon and then click on objects. The elevation point, I'll be using objects, and then click on pick objects to select the back points. When you're done selecting, click enter, and the number of points selected come up there. And then make sure you check on use elevation, closest elevation points, and click OK. Yeah, so we'll be doing this for the seal point. So here is the generated surface from the back and the polygon. And I'll be turning off the layer for the back because I'll be using this polygon to create the seal surface. So yeah, turn it off here. And then you have the polygon, the topo layer still on. And we'll do the same thing for the seal points. You go back to engineering to import engineering 1 to import the seal points. Click on process data, select CSV, OK, select the file, select the click OK here, and then select the seal points only the seal points. And then you click on keep selected points. For each selection, always click on keep selected points, then OK. And the seal points will get added to your drawing interface. Yeah, in the same manner, I'll delete all the points that are outside the polygon. Delete them all. And then I'll draw a surface again for seal. So go to modeling, draw surface, select the seal layer, pick the polygon, and then always make sure objects is checked, pick points, select the points you'll be working with. It's best to have more points for better interpolation, and then click OK. Yeah, so this is the seal surface, or the surface drawn from the seal points, the topo lines. So here it is. So I'll turn on the surface for the back, because I'll be using these two surfaces to create the wall. I'll be selecting the two surfaces for the wall, so you have to turn the two layers off. Yeah, so for creating or building the wall, go to modeling, back to room and pillar, and then select create wall. So it will ask for the back surface. I told you the cross symbol is for the back in green. I'll be selecting the back and select the floor and click enter, and then it builds the wall. Yeah, so this is very important to note. Here you can't see the wall lines because it was imported or built in the wrong layer. So make sure you always work with the right layer. So I'm going to do that again and select the wall layer this time and click build. Now you can see the difference, right? You can see a different line in green, so that is the wall. So we'll be using these three lines: the green, which is the wall, the back, and the seal for the volume computation. But before then, we'll have to join all of these. Click on join, select the three lines, the three surfaces, the two surfaces and the wall surface, and click enter, and that builds or joins all the surfaces. So now you have a joined surface with the wall. So at this point, we can now compute the volume. So back to room and pillar, click on volume, and you will have to impute the density and the swell factor here. So you should know what density you're working with and the swell factor. Impute these values and click OK. And the volume, you can see in the command prompt. Select the object and you will see the volume underneath the drawing near the command prompt. You can also view the value. So it gives you both the volume and the tonnage. So it uses the swell factor and the density to compute the tonnage as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. You've successfully computed underground volume using the topo, the back, and the seal data in a room and pillar mining setup. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more practical mining workflows. Yeah, and geomatics tutorial as well. If you have questions or video requests, please drop them below.